Okay, everyone. Sorry, I was having some technical difficulties there. Well, technical in that I dropped my phone. So I had it all set up, so it's just going to take me a second to pull this up and see how straight or crooked I am. Okay, I mean, not so bad. I'm going to pull this over here just a little bit, and I think we're good. And as I, move my stamp set back over to the side, it's kind of funny. I think that'll be fine for tonight. Pretty straight. Give everyone a couple minutes to hop on. Oh, no, that's terrible. Bear with me while I kind of tweak the camera. I don't want to turn it off. So, hey, my honey. Hi, Sonia. How are you? I was just trying to get on a minute ago, and I had dropped my camera. So, all in a tizzy here. But anyway, I was just giving a minute or two for everybody else to hop on. How's everything going? How's Miss Mealy? I'm hoping she's doing great, and I'm sure she is. A long day with the boys. I think hanging out with boys and hanging out with girls is just two different things. Draining, both great, but draining in their own ways. Like boys will just exhaust you physically, and then girls mentally. So, but hopefully you guys are having some fun and are able to get some just quality time in together. I know it's different for you guys. So, all right. I know some people will hop on in a little bit, so why don't we go ahead and get started. Tonight we are using the Let It Ride stamp set. And I know there's that glare. I've been eyeing this set. Well, I've had it a while now, but just haven't taken the time to play with it. And so I did, and I've come up with a couple of really cute cards. I had an idea for one. We'll have to do that technique another time. So, but for tonight, I have a couple of fun techniques to show you and some really pretty cards. She's so busy, she doesn't want to talk to me. Oh gosh, that's a good thing. That's a really, really good thing. So I'm happy for her. Don't take it personally. All right. So we do have 2 cards to do tonight, and I only have a sample of one. The other one I kind of just pieced together, and I was like, I'll put it together during the live. So I'm just going to set that aside and show you the first card that we're going to make tonight. So I was going to wait until September, until the holiday catalog went live to use any of the products from that, but I totally caved. I couldn't help myself. This designer series paper is too much for me to even handle. So this is the Gathering, let me see. All right, Come Together DSP. It's the leaf, the feather print from that. I can't tell what's on the other side. That's okay. And I also used the elements from that, the feather elements. There's feathers and there's little like wood logs cut off. I do have them over here to show you. Let me show you. So these are the elements. They're little wooden pieces. And they're feathers. That side looks like one of those fish. I forget the name of it. But they're little wood pieces. They're not sticky, so you'll have to use a glue dot or some actual glue to adhere these because they're, harder to stick. But this is the cross section, I guess, of the log, the tree trunk. Not sure what I'll do with that yet. Surely something. Just see if I can get this guy back in here. So those are fun. So yes, I did cheat a little bit. Hey Deb, how are you? You have this set? It's such a fun set. Have you guys used it at all? So I think we'll go ahead and get started with this. So we're going to do sort of sorry, my sister, always. Anyway, get the background here. I have everything on a box off to the side. the very first thing we'll do before we do anything is I'm going to spray some water onto this background. I'm going to do it off camera so it doesn't get all over my paper. I guess I didn't really think of that. Let me see. I did think of paper towels though. So I'm going to spray that off camera and then you're going to see. Oh, Deb, that's nice. I'm sure she loved it. Glad you're using your stamps. Okay, so I'm going to spray water with just a spritzer. Giving it a really good spray. You know, and I probably don't have to do that much, and you'll see why in a second, but that's okay. So then what I'm going to do is take the re-inker and just drop, drop, drop. Now this might be a little bit darker than I kind of originally wanted, but that's okay. So then I'm just going to take the aqua painter and swish it around. I really probably could have gotten away with 2 drops, but I think it's fine. Doesn't matter. So that's going to have to dry, but what I'm waiting for is it's going to pool. Okay. So I am going to dab at it a little bit. Only on the edges where it's kind of caking up. I guess I could have taped the sides down like you do with the Brusho. Well, the pigment sprinkles. Yeah, Sonia, yeah, it's fun. I like it. And you don't, you know, depending on what you want to do, you don't even have to use the aqua painter to spread it around. But obviously, I kind of was going for a leathery look. I think it kind of does. Let me show you the other card again, because this is going to have to set aside and dry. I think it kind of has a leathery look to it, you know, Western kind of look. So I'm going to dab one more time, I think. And I think we're going to be good to go. I'm going to set this aside. We're going to dry it. I might end up having to use the heat gun on it later, but we have a few more steps before I'd have to do that. Okay. Whoops. Just want to get some of this stuff back together here. Out of the way. So the card base itself is our standard cardstock, card base. The 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock cut in half. The long way at 5.5, so it's 5.5 by 4.25. And if you watch me at all and have seen much of me doing anything stamping, you know I love crumb cake and I use that a lot, especially and really any time of the year. But I wanted a little something different, kind of again to go along with that sort of Western theme, leathery kind of look. So what I did was I took crumb cake ink and I kind of went over just around the edges because everything else is going to be hidden. So that doesn't matter. You don't have to get the middle of it. And again, you can go as light or as dark as you want. When I do the sponging, I often tend to do it in circles. You can do long ways, you can dab it, you can do lots of different things when you're sponging. I just like the movement it gives when you go in circles. Okay. There. That's a little darker than my other one. So that'd probably be pretty cool. All right, let's see. Sponges. You know, why I didn't think of this is the funniest thing. So we get these sponges, we sell them, and I use them a lot, and I always have. And they come in a pack of 3 sponges like this. Well, what do you do with sponges, really? You wash with them, so you can wash them. And I have, over the years, collected so many of these, and I have even labeled them individually with different colors when I really could just use them, wash them out, and use them again, and it doesn't really matter the color. The red stains some, but I mean, it doesn't show up on anything. It just stains it a little bit. It's not a big deal. It's funny. I realize how many stamps or sponges I've purchased over the years. It's kind of funny. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and start putting some of this together. We are going to use the, I I keep wanting to call it Tranquil Tide, but it's Peacock, Pretty Peacock. And this again was the Come to Gather DSP. Oh, here's the other side. It was a pretty plaid. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add some linen thread. I just, the card just needed a little bit of something, and ribbon wasn't cutting it, and I wanted it kind of natural. So linen thread, another one of my favorites, as Kristen will tell you. I don't go very far without that. So I guess I kind of planned it to be about in the middle of this, and I went around 3 times because I definitely wanted it to show. That's going to be extra. That's all right though. And I didn't do a bow. I just did a knot. It's going to be too long. There. I have little fingers. And then the knot off to the side. Oops. Look at that. I almost did a bow. Okay. And I can trim that down more later if I need to. So it just gives it a little bit of something. So then what we can do is attach that. Okay. I just wanted to see how I attached it. Attach that to the Pretty Peacock layer. We're just going to use good old snail. There we go. Best friend snail. And what I did do was I wanted, sorry if my hair's in the way, to layer it a little bit crooked, a little bit at an angle. I like to do that. I do it quite a bit. And then what I did with the, I'm going to set that aside. What I did with the I keep calling them leaves, the feathers, I guess I thought I had punched 2 out, but I did not. So I'll do that now. Was I actually sponged them as well. One I sponged in Pretty Peacock, and this actually kind of will match the DSP. So my hands and my fingernails got kind of messy today. Okay, so I made the effort to kind of go darker around the edges. Not really sure if you can tell, but I did. I tried. There we go. Oops. It's kind of nice that they're a nice light wood color, and even with the white, you can really sponge anything on them and they'd be really, really versatile. A lot of fun. So I used the Pretty Peacock and, excuse me again, Cajun Craze. So, oh, see, here's what I was talking about. I used to make my sponges, give them their own little name tags. I don't really need to do that. I could just wash them out. So that's just a tip for those of you starting out when you get your sponges. I mean, I've always reused them. That's not a thing, but I still wouldn't have needed to use reuse as many. And then sometimes, you know, you sponge with some colors more than others. For example, crumb cake is a big one. I sponge with that a lot. Yep, messy fingers. Inky fingers. I don't know if I love that. I'm gonna try and wash that off a little bit. Ooh, my fingernails. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put those aside. I'm gonna check now and see how. You guys, I'm gonna step off to the side. I hate to do this, really do, but I wanna heat this up so that when we stamp on it, it doesn't run. So just 1 second. This, I probably should have had one done beforehand, but I really wanted you to see the technique. Sonia says, I'm horrible with sponges. I know, it's funny. The good news is they're pretty inexpensive to purchase, so you know, if you need to buy another set. And they do last a long time because you only do so much sponging. All right. Well, we're going to go with that. And if it runs, it runs. I'll just adhere it lightly and make another one. What do we want on the top? I think we'll go this way. And I love this horse. Okay, let me just put that back. I can put this back. Here it is. And I need Memento ink. Okay. So if you're just hopping on or anything, please definitely say hi. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I mentioned, for this, I am using the watercolor paper. So, and I actually think that's also what kind of giving it the leathery look, but you don't want to do that on Whisper White or thick cardstock. It'll just look funky when you spray all that water and add your ink. So I did forget to mention that is definitely the watercolor cardstock. All right. Hey, Kath. Hey, Lisa. Yeah, I'll be popping by as soon as I'm done here. This is kind of fun to pop in and say hi to each other on a Thursday night. Oh, goodness. Did I cut this guy too small? I sure didn't. Please tell me no. Okay. Bam. Okay, good. Phew. That was stressful for a second. And I actually put go for it. I stamped that right at the top. Okay, good. Pretty straight. I'll take it. Okay, so there's that. Get rid of my Memento. I don't remember the measurements for this off the top of my head, but I do have them written down tonight. You know, I thought I measured wrong. But I do have them written down tonight, and I'll put them up at the end, and so you can take a screenshot and refer to that anytime. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to have to do a little bit of trimming, which is fine. Okay, let's see. That's all right. So my friend Lisa that was just watching, Lisa Harden, she does her lives on Thursday night as well. She gets on at, well, 7 o'clock because she's in Idaho, so it ends up being 9 o'clock on my time. So I'll hop on over to her. So if anybody's bored with me after, you can follow me on over to Lisa's Facebook page, and she always does something fun. She does it a little different than I do. She kind of makes the cards. I think, you know, she asks for a lot of opinions and things. So it's just a little different take on it. So it's just kind of fun. Okay, so, oh, you know what? Good thing I saw that. I angled this too. Okay, so also that way. And to put it together, I did use dimensionals because it has to go over the linen thread. So that way it's just not funky, twisted paper. I have this set and I'll be using it. Oh, Kath, I love this set. It's so pretty. I really kind of wish I would have bought that set with the like the cowboy boots, or you know, from the farm set in the last catalog, and I kept thinking I was going to, and I just never did, and so missed my opportunity, but that's okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put everything together. I mean, really, this is a quick card. The worst of it is waiting for the ink to dry, but you can always speed that up with the heat tool like I did, and I want it going this way. And yeah, it's a pretty quick and simple card. Okay, so here's the part where, whoops. Hey, Mr. Horsey. I really like doing different things at different angles. So now I'm going to add on the elements pieces. What were they called? Tags and feathers. my glue dots. I put them away. There we go. Oh, no, I didn't. Where? Oh, where? Well, we're going to use really, really, really old glue dots. They're definitely not SU. Don't tell anybody. There. All right. Oh, so another thing that I did, because the way I put the feathers together, I put one on top of the other, and they're wood and they're thick. So this guy needed, oh boy, look at those fingers, yuck. This guy needed a couple of dimensionals so that it doesn't break. And you'd probably have to maybe do this card for somebody who you can deliver it to, or, darn it guys, where's my, I don't want these big things. I'll just use adhesive now. But you have to send it to, don't give it to somebody you have to send it to. Okay. It's not ideally how I would do it, but that's how it's getting done. There. And you know what? I didn't do the inside, but we totally can now, because I always seem to do something very similar on the inside. Actually, where's my set? Oh, over here. That guy, horse that I used is pretty big to put on the inside, so why don't we just do this? We'll add these. More little horses in the pasture. Super cute. So we have a little something down there. And let's see. This is kind of fun. It says go for it. I think we're going to put in live as if someone left the gate open. I think many of us could use that advice, because I think as a society we are all too, I don't know what I want to say. We're not adventurous enough. We get caught up in life, and if we just kind of run out and go for it as if the gate was open, you know how many fun adventures we would have? Hopefully that's straight. That's all right. There we go. All right, go for it. So let me clean up a bit here. Oh, the horses. All right, very good. There's that. So the next one, I just love that card. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Pretty excited about it. All right, put down here. Okay, so the next card, like I said, I don't actually have a sample of it. I have part of a sample of it. Okay, so we are using the Layering Squares framelits. Here's part of it. I'll share that. Super cute, right? I feel like that brick embossing folder is the new whatever one that retired. Okay. So we definitely have some parts and pieces to this. This is also stamped on watercolor paper, and I had to emboss it. I tried it with just the Memento ink, and when I tried to color the horse's mane and the trees, it was running too much. So the embossing helps it to not run. So we're actually going to go ahead and do our watercoloring here first. And I didn't do, you know, I wasn't super neat about it. I just was kind of free, you know, living my life as an adventure with finger painting, gosh, with watercolor painting. Let's see. Okay. So I used these three colors to paint watercolor my scene. It's pool party for the sky, mossy meadow for the trees, and granny apple green for the field, like the meadow. And what I did, I guess, I just take a block and do it now. Earlier I did it with the covers, but I don't need to do that now. All right. I think first, all right, I'm gonna do that with Mossy Meadow. I lied. I know I can't decide what I want to do. I'm gonna do the horse first. Okay. I don't know if one will be enough. I'm gonna try it like 1.5. There we go. And if you haven't seen me do this before, I'm just gonna squeeze a couple of drops of the water from the aqua painter. Let it kind of fill back up. And then I'm gonna swish it around. So it should be pretty light, hopefully. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give this guy a white nose. Ooh. Really watery. There we go. Funny how sometimes, I guess I added a lot of water, maybe that's why. Anyway, so I just kind of left them all one color. You actually could make these horses, I've seen some really pretty ones online, all different colors, well, not all different colors, but with spots, and not stripes, but with spots. Yeah, pretty. You could layer a little bit in here. I did do that, layer where the mane is, make that a little bit darker, but other than that, I kind of just left him as he was. Okay. And there we go. Lots of paper towels today. You know what? Okay. All right, so next we'll do the mossy meadow for the trees. And this is where I guess I did the horse pretty, you know, pretty nice, but here we go. I wish our new cases were squishier. That's a technical term. The top of them, so that we could do this. It's really not a big deal not doing it. So I just kind of followed the tree lines, so to speak, kind of out. You can see there's gonna be white in the background for sure, where the sky is supposed to be. Okay. And I didn't get into doing, you know, the bark or anything like that, the tree trunks, I just let that be. There we go. It's fun to do this, kind of relaxing when you're not worried about staying in the lines. Okay. There we go. All right. So now we're gonna go to, somebody tell me please if I'm getting my hair in there. I'm hoping that I'm not. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do first is I'm going to do the meadow and give the trees a little bit of time to dry before I try messing around with the, oh, Lisa just went live. There she goes. Yeah, dry that out a little bit. So now we're gonna do Granny Apple Green. I made mine earlier, it was a little too bright. So this time I'm just gonna try 1 drop. Whoops, because I'm not. Okay. See what we can do here. All right. Well, it's definitely not lighter. It's okay though. I brought Winston this weekend to the mountains, and we drove around Skyline Drive, and we found this field up there that it's meadows or whatever. I hadn't gone that far down yet. So we did that, and we went for a little walk, and it was a little bit buggy, but there were so many butterflies and honeybees. Oh, it was great. I loved it. Okay. And it was so green, really green, which is a lot of fun. Oop. Very fresh. There we go. Okay. There. All right. So I'm just, hey, what up, Kristen? So let me show you, well, I'll show you the first card after. It turned out cute. Okay. So we're gonna do sky. I forgot. I'm gonna get one drop of sky. Okay. How's it going? How's puppy? Oh, that's not gonna be enough. So you'll see here, I'm trying to stay kind of away from the green in the trees because I know that's still a little bit wet. And so that'll switch out the color. So I want a little bit in there, but it's kind of a neat look, so I don't really mind. There we go. Shots tomorrow. Ooh. You gonna make Michael do it? I know you're not gonna go for shot day. Not if you don't have to anyway. I wouldn't. Always makes me feel bad. There we go. I'm probably filling in a few places. I actually kind of like the way that looks. I probably should have left some white space in the grass, but I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just coloring. So, poor Mike. He gets all the dirty work. All right, now we're gonna set it aside for this to dry. At least some. Clean off my block. Done trash. Okay. So we're gonna make a frame card, and for that I am going to take a square from the layering squares, and I'm gonna put it about here, and I'm gonna just step off to the side here, well, turn to the side, and cut that out first, and then I'm gonna run it through the Big Shot again, but I'm gonna run it through with the brick embossing folder. I did it the other way earlier just because I was trying to design, and it was just the way it happened, and it squished the bricks a little bit, and that's a bummer. Nobody wants squished bricks, so. Okay. Oh, I hate to throw those little pieces out, but you have to. Okay. And so now, it's a newer embossing folder, so if you have the Big Shot, you need the blue plate for it. Okay, I'm gonna put this one away. So I'm gonna go ahead and feel like I do that. Oops. No! Good catch, Vic. Whew. There we go. All right. Oh, goodness. some muscle actually. There. Perfect. Okay. So can you see that? I can't see up so high, so I'm gonna check my computer in a sec. Oh geez. There you go. Okay, yeah, you can see it. All right, so what I'm going to do for adhesive is I'm going to take the dimensional strips, foam strips, I guess. I think really I only need 2 sides of it. I could put on more, doesn't really matter. Stands up nice and tall. There we go. I didn't want to do that first. That's okay. That's okay. And then I think I will put a little bit on the top and bottom, just so he doesn't fall in. Well, the frame doesn't fall in. Oh, there we go. There. Okay. And one more. Ah, look at that. Nice and even. Okay. Where are you, horsey? Well, he's still wet, but that's okay. He'll be fine. I'm gonna pull it back so I can see. Oh, this piece here is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. It's on watercolor cardstock or paper. I said that before. The card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and this is 4 by 5 1/4, so it goes down by 1/4 inch. Okay. And here we go. So, and I cut this a long way. I hadn't thought about adhering it, but let's see how this works. Or, you know what you can do? I'm going to take 2 other foam strips and add them to the top and bottom because I just think it'll be better. The dimensionals I think are thinner than these, so that's what I was kind of looking at, trying to assess whether or not that would work, and I'm not so sure they would. Paper pumpkin dimensionals might. They seem to be a little thicker, but I think this is fine anyway, so there we go. Just a little something. Okay. Yep, that's already off. Whoops. Wouldn't be the first time. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so we do actually have a few final touches on this. Let me ask you guys this and let me know what you think. I'm undecided. So for this card, pretend it has the background. I took some Joanna Gaines and I did the German schmear on the brick with some white, Whisper White craft ink that we have. And it's cute and I like it. Or do we like it plain? Which I also really like. So I don't know. What do you think? Won't be the last. Definitely won't be the last. Do you think white schmear, German schmear, or plain? Let me know, and I'll do what you suggest. Just kind of watching here for your responses because there's that lag. Smear. Okay, here we go. Schmear it is. I don't know how you spell that. I guess SCHMEAR. And I did the wrong side of the sponge earlier. That's kind of funny. And if you're smarter than me, you'll do it after or before you put your card together. That's really cute. Okay, schmear. We did it, Kath. We got it. Schmeared her up. A couple more little things. We are going to add a frame because I think that'll just finish off the look. So, let me see. Let me tell you, I know I keep saying this, but this silicone mat, oh, that was loud, sometimes saves the day. I'm using this glue, it drives me nuts. Oh, that's on there. Really kind of crooked. Okay, well, it's gonna have to stay crooked. Okay. Glue, glue, glue. Here we go. All right. Well, that took a lot of concentration. That's gonna look nice. Yeah, that looks nice, guys. What do you think? So for a sentiment, I'm going to take this ribbon, but I am going to trim it down some. I'm going to cheat and use my good old ribbon scissors. This ribbon. All right, let's try there. What I'm going to see, I wanted those glue dots. They're probably behind my computer or something. This kind of reminded me of, you know, first place ribbon or something, but I think that's still actually kind of big, so I'm going to trim it down a little bit more. All right, I think that'll work. Oh my goodness. Sometimes talking and concentrating all at the same time, I mean, it can be a little tricky. All right, there we go. That's better, I think. And I'm gonna go ahead and do another glue dot. Make sure that really stays on there. Ooh. Night of Navy for you. I didn't do it inside, but we can. Let's do that. So for this, I think I'd probably just use plain white cardstock, and I would probably take the same horse. Uh-oh. Glue dot incidents all over tonight. Oh, congratulations, Mike. Hooray. Oh, that's so exciting. Now you guys are just gonna sit there and stare at each other in the evenings every night. Like, what do we do? What do we do? All right, what was I after? Maybe I'll actually take the little horses again. That's so exciting. It's gotta be such a relief. Okay. And probably what I would do, and I'm gonna leave this blank in here because I'll probably use it at some point, but you add this, you know, if you do for you can open it up and it can be birthday, it can be encouragement, it could be hello, it could be a lot of things. So it's actually a really versatile card. And what I like about these cards is they're good for men. They're nice and masculine. The colors are great. Some guys like horses. I mean, these aren't girly horses or anything, so they probably would like them. But masculine cards can be tricky, and so I think this set really lends itself to that. All right, let's see. Let me get my my last one. Okay, so these, are you toys getting a PhD? Oh, Kristen. Well, God bless you if you do. I can't do it. Of course, for me, there's not really a point. For you, it might be different. Bill does, though. Bill thinks about getting a PhD, or, well, not a PhD, excuse me, like an MBA or an executive MBA or something like that. So he toys with every now and again. So Dr. Kristen would be so cute. Okay, so here are the cards. I think I'm up a little higher, so I'll go ahead and lift them again. Go for it. Live as if someone left the gate open. And for you. These horses are just too pretty. And then the inside is blank. So let me go ahead and wind down. I'm going to, I'm going to look and see. I don't know if this will pick my handwriting up. I can try and put the camera down. Oh yeah, okay. We're going to go down, guys. Oh gosh. See how that goes. Give me a sec. Well, you can always zoom in, but this is just a list of supplies that I used tonight for the horses. It's the Let It Ride set. There's the crumb cake. There's the cardstock, inks, die cutting, folders, punches, accessories, measurements. And if you end up that you can't read these and you want to copy something, just let me know and I'll send you whatever, information you need for it. But there is a hostess code for the month of August. It's MEUXAWBM. So if you go ahead and place an order, please use that. And if your order totals $50, you'll definitely get a thank you from me. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me tonight. I'm thinking next week is going to be the super fantastic paper pumpkin that is still not here yet, but it should be here by next weekend. I cannot wait. So I bought the additional cards that you could get for that. So I don't know, if you guys want to hop on and do some paper pumpkin with me next week, you can totally do that. And I'll try and have some alternatives as well. Yeah, it's winding down here to the holiday catalog. It's pretty exciting. And this paper pumpkin is going to be awesome. And the next one is a Halloween paper pumpkin, and it comes with 20 treats, treat holders. And I'm not sure what that exactly means yet. But if you have, a Halloween party with your kiddos, or they bring something to school, that would be a super, super cute paper pumpkin to try out. So, let me know if you are interested in that. And otherwise, thanks so much. And I will talk to you soon and see you next week. Thanks for joining me. Good night.